A basic introduction to propositional logic, demonstration 2.2, and out. Again, a conjunction is symbolized by the ampersand symbol. It means and, but, etc. The two pieces that it connects are called conjuncts. The and out rule pulls two pieces apart, and it is a one-step rule. Problem 34. I have a pen and pencil and eraser. Obviously, it's true that I have a pen. Step 1, find the code words. They're usually given to you. They're indicated by the capital letters. In this case, we have two P's, pen and pencil, and therefore one of them is underlined so that you know which letter to use. Again, in PL, we use capital letters to show an entire proposition. So I have a pen will be shown with P. I have a pencil will be shown with C. I have an eraser will be shown by E. Step 2, now symbolize the relationships in this argument. The first statement says, I have a pen and pencil and eraser. You can see that it uses ands, so you'll need to insert the ampersands there to stand for that. P and C and E, but don't forget to group. As soon as you have more than one dyadic connector, everything except for the not symbol, you're going to start using parentheses and maybe braces and brackets, depending on how many you have. The second statement says obviously, and that indicates that it's a conclusion, and the conclusion is just P, I have a pen. Right, now taking the language that you coded, putting it into the sequent form. In this case, we only have one premise, and that goes before the turnstile, right? P and C and E. And then the conclusion that you found earlier is just P, and that will be put after the turnstile. From your sequent, you set up your proof. So that's the next step. So in this case, we only have one premise, and then we have one conclusion. So the assumptions go at the top, the conclusion at the bottom. As mentioned previously, as soon as we bring these pieces of the sequent into the proof, we start calling the premises assumptions. So we have line 1, that's the assumption that was given to us, right? The A. And we're trying to work towards the P at the bottom. So think to yourself, how am I going to get to P? You'll see that to get to P, we actually have to pull it out of the first line. The first line says P and C and E, so you can't just pull the P out directly, right? So we have to use the and out rule, which takes apart conjunctions. So we do it in steps. We know by line 3 we need P. What do we need before that line? Put that before, right? We need P and C. We need that step before we get to P. So in this way, you're going to reverse engineer your proofs. We know that we need to get to P. We need to get P and C first, and that fills in the steps of the proof. Now we have to justify them, right? So line 2, P and C, is taken by line 1. We just took out the first part of that big conjunct. So remember, and out is a one-step rule, and you can only do it one at a time, one piece at a time. So for line 2, line 1, and out. Remember, it's already a conjunction, so you're only taking one piece at a time. That's why and out is a one-step rule. So line 3 is just based on line 2. Now that we have P and C, we just take out the P part, and then we have 2 and out. Here's the final answer with the sequent and the proof solved.